A dramatic clash awaits Cindy in Eastenders as she finally comes face to face with the man responsible for her son's death. She makes her return to Walford next week, just in time for Lauren Branning's wedding to Peter Beale. Lauren and her father Max remain on rocky terms following the tragic passing of Abby Branning. Abby died after falling from the Queen Vic rooftop during the arc in which Max sought revenge on everyone who thought he was guilty of murdering Lucy Beale. Back then, Max also tried to ruin Jane Beale, who had let him take the blame for Lucy's killing in order to shield her own son Bobby, the true culprit. At one stage, Max forced Stephen to torch Ian Beale's restaurant. He then kept Jane trapped inside while it burned. Stephen later attempted to re-enter the fire to save Jane, but the decision cost him his life. He was taken to hospital, where he died. Stephen's mother, Cindy Beale, has since returned to Albert Square during Max's absence. Though haunted by memories of her past and the people she's lost, she is determined to move forward and hold on to the family she still has left. But in typical soap fashion, everything takes a turn when Cindy comes face to face with her son's killer. Meanwhile, Peter secretly organizes a wedding surprise for Lauren. The celebrations are quickly overshadowed when Max makes an unannounced appearance at the pub, leaving Lauren reeling. While the rest of Walford struggles to process Max's return, Cindy is working at the Albert, alongside new recruit Jasmine. In passing, Jasmine mentions that Max has resurfaced in Albert Square. Cindy is stunned. With Jasmine unaware of the destruction Max caused, she's caught off guard when Cindy storms towards the pub, furious and ready for a confrontation. What happens after that is anyone's guess. Beyond Cindy and Lauren's drama, Max's ties to Stacey Slater are set to be revisited. There's also Oscar Branning to consider, plus his history with Zoe Slater. Clearly, Max's return won't be quiet. When Zoe came back to Walford, Flashbacks revealed what she'd gone through after her departure. It was shown that she gave birth to twins. The baby girl reportedly died while her son was placed for adoption. Another flashback showed Zoe and Max crossing paths in a bar earlier this year. They grew close, and Max offered to help her track down her son. When Stacey witnesses Max and Zoe kissing, it's an enormous shock, actress Lacey Turner explained. She never imagined they even knew one another, let alone being romantically involved. Stacey feels deeply betrayed by Zoe, yet she can't ignore that this is classic Max behavior, exactly the kind of thing he always does. Eastenders reveals Oscar's heartbreaking part in Max Branning's explosive comeback. Eastenders is gearing up for the much-anticipated return of Max Branning this week, and it's safe to say Albert Square won't be short of strong reactions to his arrival. One of the most intriguing reunions will be between Max and his son Oscar, who has recently been reintroduced as a troubled teen, convinced both his parents have walked out on him. Next week's spoilers confirm the square is left reeling when Max walks back into the Vic, and Oscar desperately tries to win his father's attention. Sadly, Max becomes sidetracked after spotting Zoe, the same woman he had a fling with in earlier flashbacks, during which she believed she had killed a man. This will mark the first on-screen scenes between Jake Wood and newcomer Pierre Moulier, who plays Oscar. Pierre admitted he was nervous stepping into such a major moment opposite a soap legend. Jake, meanwhile, confessed it felt strange to see Oscar grown up, and even a bit embarrassing that he now towers over him, since he vividly remembers filming the dramatic storyline where Max delivered Oscar's birth after being unable to get Tanya to hospital. Max's return is tied to daughter Lauren's last-minute wedding to Peter Beale, but she won't be happy to see him crash the event. Cindy also wastes no time confronting Max, holding him responsible for Stephen's death. And then there's Stacey, who finds herself torn by his reappearance, a conflict made far worse when she catches Max locking lips with Zoe. Eastenders teases danger for Jean as Stacey's emotional exit looms. Eastenders has set up a tense storyline for Jean Slater, tied to Stacey's impending departure, with the much-loved character left adrift by her daughter's life-changing decision. It was revealed back in May that Lacey Turner, who has played Stacey for 17 years, would be leaving the BBC soap later in 2025, as Stacey prepares to leave East London behind. Fans already know that Stacey has been planning a big move to Brazil after her brother Sean invited her to join him there. In the episode that aired on the 25th of September, Stacey told her daughter Lily that she had already booked flights for them both, but Lily pulled back at the last moment, insisting she didn't want to go. Next week, Stacey's plans face further upheaval when Max Branning suddenly reappears in Albert Square. Max, who has secretly been seeing her cousin Zoe, throws Stacey's emotions into turmoil, and she begins questioning whether leaving is the right choice. Despite her doubts, encouragement from both Lily and Zoe convinces Stacey to stick with her decision. While Stacey and Mo try to reach Jean, they remain unaware that Jean is trapped on a stalled tube train with Priya. Jean, already on edge, suffers a panic attack during the ordeal, but Priya does her best to comfort her. The big question remains, will Jean make it back to Walford in time to say goodbye to her daughter? Following news of Turner's exit, the BBC reassured fans that Stacey's final months would be packed with drama and emphasised that the character's exit wouldn't be permanent. Lacey will be leaving our screens later this year, but Stacey's journey is far from over, a spokesperson confirmed. There are huge storylines to come, and the door will always remain open for her to return when the time is right. Eastenders star Natalie Cassidy shares what could tempt her back to Albert Square. Longtime Eastenders favourite Natalie Cassidy has revealed the one condition that might persuade her to return to the soap. Earlier this year, the actress confirmed she was bowing out of Walford after portraying Sonia Fowler on and off since 1993. After almost 30 years, Cassidy announced in January that she was moving on, describing it as time to explore new opportunities. Her final appearance aired in April. Reflecting on her exit in a chat with Prima, she explained what it would take for her to reprise the role that made her a household name. Leaving Eastenders has been such a release. I feel free and genuinely happy, she admitted. Albert Square will always mean a lot to me, and I do love it there. If there was a storyline where I popped back for a week, I'd definitely consider it. Those short stints are brilliant. But the truth is, it took so much time. I'd be learning lines all evening, then waking up at 6 the next morning. It was relentless. Now, my evenings are mine again, unless I'm recording a podcast. Discussing how life has shifted since stepping away, Cassidy said she enjoys having the chance to reinvent herself beyond Sonia. Sonia wasn't the most glamorous of characters, bless her, and I always wanted to stay true to that. I never had hair extensions, I never dyed my hair. She was a grafter, not someone with money to spare. Cassidy, who recently won Season 5 of Cooking with the Stars, had already spoken last month about how much happier she feels since her decision to leave the soap. I always have to say, I loved the show, and I'm grateful for it, but I fell into it, and then I stayed for 30 years. I don't know if that's what I was ever really meant to do, she confessed. EastEnders airs Mondays to Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. on BBC One and BBC iPlayer.